various borders. So what we provide is innovative in space and time. So on the one hand side, we developed a solution that resolves this.
Lawrence, we can start the meeting. We're live now.
All right, welcome everyone for Sustainability Mobility session. And what we are going to do today is have 8 great features for the next 2.5 hours. And I want to welcome the judges to this session. But before that, I want us to look at some game rules. For the first time, we are having the global finals online, and we get to meet, but on a screen. We're going to start now, and the game rules are: I request that all startup names rename yourself using your startup name, mic and videos off when you're not presenting, and then your pitch will be announced. I will announce your pitch to just let you know that your pitch will be playing. After that, then the moderator is going to unmute you, and then you will be able to respond to question and answer from the judges. If you have additional slides for your pitch, for question and answer, the time you will open it and you'll be able to share your screen during that session. So once we are done with the first part of the presentation, when the moderator asks you to leave the meeting, at the end of the meeting, I request that then you can leave the meeting. So those are simply some simple rules that will guide us in the way we are going to handle our presentation today. So what we're going to do is we have the 5-minute pre-recorded pitches, and we're going to see the pitches online on the shared screen. And then I will check on the format, and judges will check on all the other wonderful things they have to check. I will give this time. So today, starting now, we'll have 8 themes. The interactive workshops and keynotes will be happening tomorrow. And then day 3, we'll have the wonderful grand finals to see the top 16 pitches live, and that will be Friday. So for today, I would like you to meet the jury. And with us today, we have 4 jury, 3 guys and 1 lady. And I would like to give opportunity starting with Nicolas Connor, just introduce himself. And then we go until we get to Cameroon, will be the last, not the least, but the last. Thank you.
Yeah, hi guys, and welcome everybody. My name is Niklas. I'm based in Hamburg in Germany. I work for Innoport, which is the corporate venture capital team of the Schulte Group. We are a big German shipping company, and we mainly invest in early stage maritime and logistics startups, usually taking tickets in seed rounds up to Series A. And yeah, I'm happy to see everybody here, and looking forward to some great pitches.
Thank you. Greta, you could go next.
Hello, everyone. Really nice to be here with you today. My name is Greta, and I'm based in Vilnius, Lithuania. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Catalysta Ventures, which is the first triple top line, as we call it, or otherwise positive impact for people, planet, and profit accelerator and fund. We're focusing on early stage startups and helping them to do the proof of concept and scale beyond Lithuania and beyond Europe and other countries. So really excited to hear all the pitches and see what you have cooking. Good luck.
All right, thank you very much, Greta. Manashe, if I'm pronouncing it right. If I'm not,
yeah. Hello, hello everybody. I'm an entrepreneur in the climate business since 2004. Have experience in deployment of new technologies on the ground, and extensive knowledge on project development as well, alongside with technologies. I'm very, very excited to see the technologies here. I'm very, very proud of all the contenders that arrived to that level. It's very exciting to see all the enthusiasm. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Cameroon, you will also give us a few tips of how we're going to run this. Welcome.
Yeah, hi, my name's Lachlan. I'm back again for the second time this year. I'm very happy to join again. And hi again, Lawrence, and then to all the contestants. I know the feeling of watching people last year get nervous, so I can kind of imagine seeing you all, even though we're unfortunately far apart. I'm with an impact asset management firm based in Frankfurt, and we've been doing that now for over a decade. And just to give a sense of size, we're managing just almost 2.5 billion in different impact assets. A big portion of that's related to sustainable and green finance. We're doing that also now in over 30 different countries, all of them so outside the EU, so emerging markets. And yeah, we come across sustainable mobility topics quite a lot, and so I'm really interested to see what people bring to this. I know that we have only limited time for our questions, so don't be surprised if you don't get questions from all of the jury members. I think that any one pitch might get questions from a couple of us or a few of us, depending on how much we're keen to dive in. But we have this limited time, and we'd like to be fair to everybody. So that's just maybe as a heads up.
All right, thank you very much, Cameroon. My name is Lawrence Figa. I will be the moderator. I'm one of the trainers for ClimateLaunchpad, based in Kenya, and that is Africa. And I'm glad to be here today. So the pitching order today, we'll start with Casket, and then we'll go to Charge BNB, and then we'll go to Fifth Energy. 11stone will go fourth. SS Mobility will go fifth. And then we have Group JVF will go sixth. And Taurus Robotics will go seventh. And we'll finish with Wind E. Before we go to the fast pitch, I'll just request that I'm hoping that all of you are seated. So you take a sit back and make sure your back is straight on your seat, and just take a deep breath, guys. Take a deep breath and enjoy what we're just about to get into. So, fast pitch, we have Casket. I would like to ask Mara to just move the screen. And go to the fast pitch. All right, good luck everyone. Fast pitch, thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Gopal, an engineer who runs a logistics business in Bangladesh. For the last 6 years, we have been using electric three-wheeler for carrying commercial goods. It was going all fine until the major problem started 1 year ago. There are now more than 1 million electric three-wheelers in Bangladesh, serving at least 80 million per day. It's a cheap, pollution-free, and essential mode of transport for ordinary citizens. But the electricity grid is now under extreme stress. New government rules to manage this stress is increasing the cost for vehicle users. This is threatening the survival of this clean transport system and reversing all the positive gains it has made so far. We are facing a unique climate challenge, and our venture CIC will solve this. CIC is building solar battery swapping station for electric last mile transport. Our customer will no longer buy batteries, but will only pay a maximum of $0.84 per swap for the energy they use to run their vehicles. There are 1.5 million units of different types of electric three-wheelers used in public transportation and carrying goods. The energy supply market for these vehicles is valued at $1.1 billion. Our beachhead market is the 6-seater electric three-wheelers called easy bikes, which are used for public transportation. They are identical across different cities and will help us to open other segments. These easy bikes are interested in Cassetex because we give 110% more income. It's possible because our batteries are lighter, the energy is always available, and by swapping multiple times, they can drive 67% more kilometers per day. Cassetex is a subscription-based service. Operator will sign up to integrate their vehicles with our technology. Purchased batteries will be available through biometrics access. When batteries are finished, operators return them and the Cassetex station calculate the used energy and the operator will pay the energy bill and the swap fee through mobile banking. Then they get a new battery for further use. At Cassetex, our customer will never have to buy, maintain or replace the batteries ever again. After a test demo of our technology, we have interviewed more than 20 operators in my hometown Rangpur. We asked them, are they okay not to own batteries? They said they tried battery rentals, but limited to emergencies due to the heavy weight of battery. Do they want to drive more kilometers per day? They said, of course. And they get more mileage now by driving 2 vehicles the whole day. But it's getting expensive due to increase in the registration fees. Finally, will the availability of pre-charged batteries make it cheaper to run these vehicles? They said because the government is shutting down cheap and illegal charging sources, they think having pre-charged batteries will bring charging time and costs down. Our calculation show that Cassetex business can be self-sustaining and profitable. Key elements such as cost of land for one station and price of a battery swap for an operator will dictate whether we can remain in profit or not. By targeting a market share of 25% of the 1 million passenger vehicle market, Cassetex can make a yearly profit of $11.2 million. Transportation sector is the 3rd largest CO2 emitting industry. Cassetex eliminates the need of at least 250,000 vehicles to depend on the fossil fuel driven national grid. Charging the batteries with 100% solar ends up eliminating 0.47 megaton of CO2 per year. Cassetex team includes Tausif and Ahmed, both experienced in launching countrywide tech solutions, and myself, Gopal, an electrical engineer with experience in renewable energy. Our goal is to change transport energy from fossil fuel to renewable. While electric three-wheelers are already here, we dream of making it the most efficient choice of transport through mass adoption of Cassetex solar battery swapping solution. Thank you for listening.
All right, thank you very much, Casket, for that. It's now time for Q&A. Welcome, Casket.
Who would like to go first?
I may ask the first question then. Thank you so much for the presentation. I think it's an interesting idea. At the same time, in order to achieve the success, it seems like there may be a need for huge infrastructure to support this. So could you maybe elaborate a little bit on how do you plan to start with the infrastructure development and how much of an investment are you looking for?
Hi, thanks for the question, Greta. This is Tausif from Cassetex. We are going to go from one town to another. That's our strategy. So in every town, we plan to install the charging station, which only takes roughly around 28 square meters of space, including the solar panels. And in the first sort of 0 to 50 stations, we will install these ourselves, and we will partner with local landowners where we will pay them a rent for the land. Our stations do not require all of the land, all the 28 square meters. It only requires about roughly around 30% of that. The rest of it can be used for other purposes by the landowners. So we will go from one landowner to another, and then we will start with the small towns. And of course, all these vehicles that we are talking about, these are all distributed across the smaller towns and cities in Bangladesh. They are not available in the major cities. So, and once we've crossed that 0 to 50 threshold, we will start working with OEMs and get them on board into building these stations along with us.
May I ask a question? I think that follows up with Greta's question with regard to the infrastructure. To what extent do you need government permits to do this and to install your stations?
In Bangladesh, the government is very pro renewable energies, particularly if it is completely off-grid. So because we are not utilizing any grid power, these stations can be built anywhere except the selected agricultural land. So there isn't any framework that provides any barriers to install these stations.
Okay, thank you.
Fine. Good. One more, we have 1 minute.
I would like to ask regarding the cost of infrastructure per customer, because I saw that you have put a number regarding your software, but not the capex of the infrastructure itself.
So for each customer, our customer are the vehicle operators or the owners. And for them, there is a initial subscription fee of about USD $230. That is for them to come on board to the network. And then there is the regular swap and the energy prices.
I'm talking about
hello guys, sorry to disturb you. The time is up.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Time's up. All right, so all the best. Now we'll go to the next team. And the next team, we can move the slide to the next team. We are bringing in.
Hi. During these COVID-19 times, most of the people are traveling to long distances on their private cars. But this has been a problem for electric vehicle owners because they're experiencing long queues on public charging stations, and sometimes they can't even find the right charging station at the right time. Now, let me tell you that why is that happening? Because 87% of all the global charging stations are installed in private spaces, and electric vehicle owners cannot access them. This is the very problem that ChargeBNB is trying to solve. Hi, my name is Taimur Ali, and I'm the co-founder of ChargeBNB. Now think of us like an Airbnb, but for electric vehicles charging, because we connect a huge network of private charging stations with electric vehicle owners, where private charger owners can share their charging station and make revenue from it, and electric vehicle owners can gain access to that private chargers by using the mobility service providers, or they can use ChargeBNB platform to gain access to those private charging stations. Through that, they can reserve the charging station in advance and enjoy the free parking by paying a small fee. Now let's talk about market a little bit. We want to start from Norway, because in Norway, we observed that the EV owners who don't have the smart chargers at their homes rounds to about 230,000 EV owners. And this scales our beachhead market up to 58 million euros. And since we plan to expand to other European countries, our total European market cap is around 180 million euros. And when we put ourselves into customer shoes, we realize that there are two most important values for two main sets of customers. Electric vehicle owners are interested into smooth and anxiety-free travel, and ChargeBNB is ensuring that by providing increased access to all the private chargers in the area. So next time when you are traveling on your electric vehicle, you wouldn't have to worry about finding the right charger at the right time. And for private charger owners, ChargeBnB is providing a charger sharing platform through which they can earn a revenue of up to 500 euros a year from one charger. Our product is a one-click solution, a simple mobile application where electric vehicle owners have access to 500,000 chargers across whole Europe, and private charger owners can share the charging station with other people and monetize that charging station and make money out of it. Now let's talk to our co-founder and ask him that what do our customers think and what do they value more?
Thank you, Temur. So at heart of ChargeBnB is our customers, and we have already reached out to few of them, giving us the first key insight that helped us to choose our beachhead market. Secondly, giving us the key insight on how to offer our product to our end customers. This is first going for a mobile application and then for integrating our solution into car navigation systems. Finally, giving us the key value for our customers, that is to earn revenue by installing these chargers through ChargeBnB. The financials of ChargeBnB have been calculated by looking at the three key main drivers and also by looking at the plan of expanding to different European countries. ChargeBnB is estimating to around 36 million euros of profit by 2024. We are not stopping here. We are aiming to make a significant climate impact of saving 23,000 tons of CO2 emissions per year by just reaching our 80% of beachhead market within Norway. And how we do it? We aim to substitute the use of diesel cars with electric cars. And this is the problem 8 out of 10 Norwegians face currently, where they choose a diesel car instead of an electric because of range anxiety. This is the exact problem that ChargeBnB is aiming to solve by providing charger access everywhere. And all this we enable with the team we have. We have covered all the bases from technical, finance, and business with one dream in mind, giving EV charging solutions for everyone, making 1 million customers by 2030 with the one key value keeping in mind of giving revenue options to private charger owners. Because at ChargeBnB, we believe that you choose and we connect. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, BNB. Thank you, judges, coming ask a few questions.
If I could then, maybe then elaborating on this sort of comparison to Airbnb. I've used them before. You have this sort of swap over of the keys. You've got to make sure you can get into someone's place. How does the logistics of this work in terms of getting access to I gather, homeowners' private chargers and making sure they're not parked, and a little bit more on the practicalities?
Yes, thank you very much, Cameron, for the question. I think it's as illustrated during the pitch. So we keep everything on the digital domain. So for a charger owner, it's always an option to select which is the time they want to available this charger. And then for an electric vehicle owner, you can access it by just scanning a QR code on the charger that is installed outside the house. When we onboard our customer, that's the charger owner, they fill in a certain amount of criteria in which we help them to install a charger at an accessible place. So for example, in Norway, there are certain examples where people prefer to install charger a bit outside the house because it helps them as well in their facade of the house, but also it will be easier for the EV owners to access the charger by just scanning a QR code and then enabling the charger for your charge. So it's a one-click solution, as we said.
I would like to ask regarding choice of market, which is Norway and also adjacent markets. You defined 4 or 5 competitors in the same area with a certain amount of points of charge. Maybe choosing another market would be better, or like taking another geography.
Yes, completely. I think a relevant question here. The one reason that we wanted to start with Norway is that we, as the team is based currently in Europe, and 3 of us come from Norway. And the other reason, the strong reason for us was to choose because Norwegian society as a whole has been the front runners in terms of EV revolution.
And there is a significant amount of push from the government, but also from the local stakeholders. And there has been a 13 billion Norwegian currency being announced for the just development of charging infrastructure. And they have still not been able to provide enough charging for the residents of Norway. So if we expand here and we test the solution here, I think it will be much easier for us to navigate in other countries where we plan. And the one reason for choosing one of the markets of Netherlands, one of my co-founder also comes from there, and that's also one of the reasons to connect there. And finally, Germany, because we have recently heard from the German Chancellor that there has been a significant increase and the vision the German have.
Thank you. Thank you, Farhan, for that elaborate answer. And thank you, judges, for that. So let's go to the next one.
Where does the energy you use come from? It's derived from the massive fossil fuel, solar, wind, and power plants. But have you really taken a second to see the damage these sources have caused? Coal, gas, and oil surge greenhouse gases. Solar panels cause land degradation, while wind turbines cause memory and concentration problems. Thus, we need a different source that will protect the environment while sustaining our living. And here comes ClimateKIC energy. ClimateKIC energy is a wireless keyboard that generates energy from the user's touch. This new generation of keyboards is designed to harvest energy from applied force of our user's touch. We sell our product to keyboard users to have easy access to energy for their daily needs at an affordable price. There are currently over 67.2 million active users in the United States, so that is our serviceable available market. Of those, we plan to sell our product to approximately 2% of the segment. Because the product does not require any additional equipment for people to carry, our share of market can easily reach over 1.2 million gamers and programmers. We create a more sustainable solution for our target market in the United States. Compared to current alternative energy solutions, ClimateKIC energy offers the same amount of energy at a much cheaper price. The main element required to take advantage of this applied force is piezoelectric sensors. It is a device that measures change in pressure and converts it into electrical charge. Each time laptop users start typing, the piezoelectric sensors placed on their keyboard buttons store the energy with the help of capacitors in rechargeable batteries. The users can easily see the approximate amount of time that the energy on the battery will keep working. Once the wireless keyboard is connected to computer, anyone can monitor the statistics of the battery from their computers. And you can see our 3 prototypes in order in this picture. According to our calculations, the profit for each year is approximately $900,000, which is due to obtaining 1.7% of 62.7 million market. The price of our product is going to be $70. ClimateKIC energy, unlike its competitors such as solar panels and wind turbines, works independently from weather conditions and time of the day. Our invention is not required to be cleaned or renewed by costly equipment like solar panels and wind turbines do. Furthermore, portability, cost-effectiveness, and accessibility to over 900,000 users are its main competitive advantages. ClimateKIC energy is completely eco-friendly as its construction did not require any harmful materials, nor is it predicted to have harmful effects of any kind on the animal life. We can see the energy reduce the amount of CO2 emissions to approximately 15 grams per kilowatt hour, which is during the production of ClimateKIC energy. Now, why our team? We have had extensive experience interning and researching for the energy segment, and we are able to provide highly tailored services designed to help the world reduce carbon dioxide usage. Our goal is to encourage and support all actions towards a sustainable future. We've had a number of achievements in the past. We have been awarded the most outstanding exhibit in Yale University Awards, been chosen to be among the 100 entry in the Create the Future 219 UK design, and we have had the second place of Baku Engineering University's Winter Science Fair. We also have partners with one of the most prestigious companies in the US, which include Diamond Challenge, Genius Olympiad, and from Azerbaijan, we have had corporations with Sabah Alimleri and Yeni Fikir. Thank you so much for your attention.
We don't hear you, Lawrence.
I can see my eyes. So. All right, guys. Welcome. Questions from the jury. 3 minutes.
Can I go first?
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. What's the lifetime of your product? I mean, do you have to exchange any parts at some point, or does it just run in, I don't know, forever?
Yeah, thank you for your question. So it's between 2 and 3 years, and no, the parts are not required to be changed frequently as it's time durable.
May I go next? So it's interesting to understand what is the social impact of your product.
So when it comes to social impact, I guess you're referring to what's the shift in what people think the energy is and how the energy segment moves. So I think by introducing Click Energy to the global market, we're sending this message that energy is renewable, that we can attain energy not just from coal or burning fuels, but from the fingers, from the mechanical energy that our fingers provide to laptops and keyboards.
If we have time for one more, could you say a little bit more about how much energy, if we have time for the last one, could you say a little bit more about how much a keyboard produces? I would assume that laptop producers would have integrated something like this if it was significant. I'm a little skeptical of the amount of energy that my fingers are creating. I'd love to hear more.
Yeah. So Nohai will be answering this question as he is the technical expert of our team.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, Nohai, we can hear you.
Sorry for the internet connection. That's so bad in my country right now. I can't even just hear you. So in one touch of standard button, you can get average of 0.02 watt energy. And if we consider that the average person types between 38 and 40 words per minute, what translates into between 190 and 200 characters per minute, and that makes 24 watt per hour, which is enough to charge 1.5 iPhone after 1 hour of work on keyboard.
Thank you. Allow to stop that. Thank you very much. I believe we can take the questions later with the jury, but so far, yes, thank you very much for Click Energy for that presentation. We can go to the next team.
Hi everyone, my name is Faize and I'm co-founder of 11 Store. I traveled to Bali a couple of years ago and I was surprised their main public transport is two-wheeled vehicles like a scooter and motorcycle, and most of them powered by burning fossil fuels. I was thinking as a scientist how we can address the transport sector's contribution to climate change. One possible way is replacement of motorcycles with electric versions. However, the solution requires a technology. So today, I'm delighted to introduce 11 Store that provides sodium-ion battery based on cheap, abundant, safe, and sustainable materials available everywhere in the earth. We aim to sell our sodium battery to electric scooter manufacturers. Considering our large aimed market, we expect to earn 24 million Australian dollar per year. We also have prototype that you can see here in this slide. Our beachhead market is Indonesia because the Indonesian motorcycle market is the third largest market in the world with sales of over 6 million units in 2019. Also, Indonesian government aims to replace 20% of total vehicles by electric vehicle by 2025. Southeast Asia is our next ideal market since the electric scooters will be high demanding in that area. And eventually, we would also like to extend our market globally. By having our technology protected by IP, we can save money for scooter manufacturers. Because lithium battery manufacturing costs about $175 per kilowatt hour. We estimated a lower cost for our battery by comparing the component price. By replacing commercial lithium battery by our sodium battery, scooter manufacturers can reduce the cost by $55 per kilowatt hour. In addition to lower cost, our technology is safer to transport. And more importantly, our battery technology uses novel electrolyte materials that eliminate the risk of battery explosions, in particular at higher temperatures, that's suitable for hot area. Our product is sustainable and environmental friendly because the raw materials are based on abundant sodium and bio-waste, which provide advantages in terms of cost and low toxicity, and also contributes to circular economy. Compared with the state-of-art lithium-ion batteries, our technology is cheaper, safer, and cleaner. The higher performance can lead to life cycle of 5,000 cycles. In terms of customer discovery, we interviewed battery experts and some scooter manufacturers based in Indonesia. We learned that both new and existing manufacturers are willing to achieve the renewable energy target of 2025. We also learned that scooter manufacturers would consider replacing lithium batteries with other kinds of batteries if the price and quality is advantageous. And also we learned that cost of battery should not exceed 30% of total price of a scooter. We are planning to target 4% of our beachhead market, which is nearly 2 million customers. We expect on profit around 24 million Australian dollar per year. Our main key drivers are market share, market, and cost of the product. Electric vehicles are responsible for considerably lower emissions over their lifetime than internal combustion engine vehicles. Our product can save up to 66% of the overall CO2 emissions. As a result, 3.5 million of CO2 in Indonesia will be saved every year. We are an amazing team of 4 young female researchers. Jenny and myself, we are research and development engineer. Carolina, who is amazing in marketing, and Vahide, who has prototyping knowledge. We have a lot of skills required to bring this compelling idea to the market. And we are also supported by a broader group at Beacon University who are world-renowned in battery research. We are hoping to reduce CO2 emission, create 5,000 jobs, and achieve 100 million in 5 years. But what we want the most is to help people living in places where there is an intense demand for having safe, high performance, and low-cost battery. Thank you for your attention.
All right, thank you very much, 11 Store, for that presentation. Q&A, 3 minutes, welcome.
I would like to go first, if I may. 3 quick questions. One is the TRL level, the technology readiness level. Second is regarding energy density and difference in weight. Third is regarding the impact of that weight on the scooter and the distance it can achieve.
So I'm happy to answer the questions. The first question about the technology readiness, it's level 6. We already have the prototype. The second question, I'm not sure what was the second question.
What's the energy density versus, let's say, lithium ion or lithium polymer?
So as about the density, the energy density and the weight that you ask in the third question, those features, they are comparable with lithium-ion batteries. But the advantages that we are representing is that it's cheaper and also more environmentally friendly.
Same weight.
Yes, the weight would be comparable.
The same weight, because we are using aluminium instead of copper that is using in lithium-ion batteries. So the weight will be comparable with lithium-ion batteries, and energy density is above 90%.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
One more question. We have time for one more question.
Happy to ask one. I think there's been some history with people looking at aluminium batteries over time. It's an interesting, kind of clear option for people to pursue. But I have understood that there's previously been challenges around, say, recharging and degradation of the batteries. What are you doing, say, maybe differently, or what's the thing that makes that solves these issues?
It's not an aluminium battery; it's a sodium battery.
It's sodium battery.
Yeah, and the performance is very similar to lithium batteries because sodium chemically is very similar to lithium battery. In terms of aluminium, in lithium battery, copper is using as an current collector that so has a lot of problem. For example, has alloying of lithium on the copper that it's not safe to transport. But instead of copper, we are using aluminium that is lighter and cheaper, and also it's safe to transport the sodium battery in charged state.
Excellent. Thank you very much for responding to the question. I'd like us to take a 5-minute break to stretch, and then we can go on with the next 4 pitches. All right, guys, welcome back to the session. And we're going to the next startup, and the next startup is Versus Mobility. Thank you.
Hello, my name is William Molina, co-founder of Isus Mobility. Did you know that 35% of the traffic in the big cities is caused by last mile delivery vehicles? Or that this is the most expensive step in the delivery of a product? This shows how much the last mile sector still needs to evolve, and we present to you the next step of this evolution. Our deal is to offer our light electrical vehicles, plus additional features, to local last mile delivery companies. Our monthly renting fees range between 120 and 220 euros. We start our activities focusing on the Spanish last mile sector because it's a vast market with a great growth trend, especially due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and also because we have already some contacts in it. However, we plan on later extend our reach to the grocery and catering markets too. And you may ask, why a company would choose our Isus? Well, by changing their vans by our Isus, an average last mile company can save in 1 year almost 19,000 euros in maintenance costs and also increases productivity by 18.75%. This is because the Isus is a completely electric vehicle that can carry up to 340 liters of cargo, make a complete change of direction without leaving the bike lanes, has a totally electric direction system, and also comes with an option of exchangeable batteries and cargo modules. This feature makes the Isus an adaptable and always ready to work vehicle. By interviewing representatives from companies in 5 different countries, we were able to not only validate the necessities of our clients towards our vehicle, but also about the way we offer it to them. Our financial prospect is to reach by the year of 2024 2,000 clients, which would allow us to take a profit of approximately 7.8 million euros annually. This share of the market should help us relieve from the streets almost 10,000 vans, which would not only reduce the emissions of CO2 by 35.85 thousand tons of CO2, but also help to reduce the number of accidents generated by these vehicles, that just in the last year reached the alarming number of 72,000 incidents just in Spain. Our team is composed by me, a Master in Mechanical Engineering, Juan José, a Master in Administration, and Francisco Soriano, who has more than 5 patents in his name and is the lead of this idea. Together, we have more than 40 years of experience in business management and the dream of offering sustainable micromobility solutions that can improve the life of urban citizens. Thank you for your attention, and we are Isus, new ways for new times.
Thank you very much. Isus Mobility. Let's go to the judges for a few questions. Welcome.
Happy to jump in. One of the things that you mentioned in the presentation was that feedback from potential clients or delivery firms is volume is key. I know that I think sort of like converting just a delivery car vehicle to electric could also just be an option for them, and they have a traditionally large van or something. Could you say a little bit more about then this trade-off between the volume but your flexibility, and how you see that as a market advantage versus, say, other electromobility choices they could make?
Okay. First, thank you for your question. Our advantage towards the electrical vans would be that our vehicles can travel through the bike lanes, similar to a cargo bike. And because of the traffic limitations that are being imposed to the common vehicles these days, making deliveries through the bike lanes can be more than 50% faster than through the common lanes. This would allow us to make the same amount of deliveries or even more just using our vehicle.
I have a question regarding the production. Are you aiming to produce it in Spain or somewhere abroad? And how fast can you scale production, say, if you get large orders?
Our plan is to, currently we are producing our vehicles here in Spain, but our idea is to manage the production in different sites depending on which would be closer to our final destination. Because of that, what was the second question, sorry?
Scalability, how fast you can scale production.
Currently we have our maximum capacity, or at least our programmed capacity would be 300 units by the next year. However, we have contacts with providers and other companies that can produce our vehicle, which can scale this number depending on the demand that we have.
All right, good. Thank you very much for the questions from the judges.
I think Greta has a question.
Greta has a question. You have 30 seconds.
Yeah, I do have a question, but do we have time for one more?
You have 23 seconds.
Sorry, may I ask a question?
Well, I guess you might not be able to have time anymore.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
No worries. I'll contact William separately. It's okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Thank you very much. So we go to the next step.
Transport represents almost a quarter of greenhouse gas emissions and is the main cause of air pollution in cities. The transport sector has not seen the same gradual decline in emissions as other sectors. Emissions only started to decrease in 2007 and it still remain higher than in 1990. Within the sector, road transport is by far the biggest emitter of GHG emissions. If we are to avoid much more dangerous and costly impacts, current level of greenhouse gas emissions must be slashed in half by 2030 and reach net zero by mid-century. Our energy vector generator hydrogen system will change the dry greenhouse gas emissions downward and set the world course for a safer future. Our solution is a system for a net zero mobility. Group GGF will introduce you with the opportunity to do it now. We provide a B2B offer. We sell our energy vector generator hydrogen system at a price of 750 euros per cell and 300,000 euros for the license. Our system is valid for any industry and any site. Today we are targeting mobility companies, hydrogen technology developers, or clean energy companies. We offer a scalable product in whole markets. Our beachhead market has 11 automotive companies in Argentina with a valuation of 31 million euros per year, 10% of the total. South America has a valuation of 190 million euros. At a worldwide level, in the long term, we project to access more than 200 companies with a valuation of 1 billion euros. We want this hydrogen power generation system not only to reach the automotive industry, but also the other industry, homes, buildings that require energy. Our energy vector generator increased autonomy to 385 kilometers per liter of green fuel, 96% more than the use of gasoline, and 70% more than the hydrogen cell. In relation to the cost per year and in average journey of the 18,000 kilometers, the system reduced cost by 95% in relation to gasoline, and our main competitor of the hydrogen cell. As a low cost of implementation does not require redesign of the vehicle and more than 25 years to research and development. Our product is characterized by being a system that produces hydrogen from a clean fuel. We have performed tests and obtained results since 2006. The size is customized to any mobility system or energy requirement in the household or industry. It uses accessible raw materials, not precious metal like the fuel cell that use gold and platinum. It has a safe system and a lifetime of 20 years. The advantage is in relation to the other system as follows: low cost of production, low maintenance cost, high efficiency. We have performed a market analysis and interviews with 2 automotive companies, 2 research centers, and 700 users of vehicles, air transport, and power bus. These are the answers and lessons learned. There is ignorance of technology. Technology is incipient in Argentina. Committees are being created. They are mainly interested in the performance of economic saving. They want safe and economic alternative for their vehicles. For our B2B solution for industry and developers, our business model works with a license for the production and marketing of energy vector at a price of 750 euros per cell. We obtain 50% of the royalties, that is 112 euros. In 1 year, we project the production of 32,000 hydrogen systems, obtaining a profit of 3.5 million euros per year. A vehicle in Argentina uses 1,200 liters of gasoline, emitting 4,140 kilograms of CO2 per year. With the use of the GGF energy vector, emissions can be reduced by 100%. We will be reducing 132,000 tons of CO2 per year. The team is made up of engineer Jose Massa, CEO and CTO for JBF Group, with 25 years experimenting with clean technologies. Elga Velázquez, Bachelor of Administration, with 10 years in the area of sustainable development, serves as CTO. And I, Franco Acosta, I specialize in public relations and economy in the last 7 years. I currently work as CMO and JBF. Our dreams are to achieve a valuation 100 million euros by 2026. We want to create a research center of improved hydrogen technology in the next 5 years. Access to more economic public transport using this hydrogen system to vulnerable sectors. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, JBF, for that presentation. Going to the judges, we can start. Yep.
I'll go first, as I didn't get to ask my last question. Thank you so much for the presentation. This will be a broad one. So what are the biggest challenges right now for the development of your product?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. I'm gonna read for, they are very technical words, so sorry, I apologize for that. We will mainly initiate an executive meeting with the sustainable managers or manager of new development units of the automotive companies and other clean energy industries. We will also present our business model through open talk and webinar where H2 energy are promoted.
All right.
I would like to ask some questions. You referred twice using green fuel. Is it hydrogen or is it other thing? Second, if it's a fuel cell, then how much kilowatt does it produces? What is the method? Is it PEM or alkaline? You're muted.
Acosta, you need to unmute yourself.
Okay. It's a formula made by us with a formula based on LG, alcohol, distillate water, and other ecological components. You can reach a little vehicle, for example, 1,600 cubical centimeters, can have the autonomy of 400 kilometers with only 1 liter of our green fuel, or a pickup of 1,900 to 4,000 cubical centimeters. Also will use 4 liters of green fuel for reaching 800 kilometers.
All right, we have 45 seconds for one more question.
Can I would like to know how are you going to plan to protect yourself from being copied by larger manufacturers?
Okay. The technology here in Argentina is incipient, so there are no regulation about hydrogen technologies, but recently homologation committees are being opened by IRAM and ISO, and either the same DECONICET Scientific Center, but our project is pending because of that. It's one of the most important steps to follow, determining the community markets to commercialize it. But we thought we open to patent in Brazil and Europe, US, Colombia.
Thank you, Acosta, for that.
We're working on about that.
Thank you for responding to that question.
Thank you. Thank you. A pleasure.
Thank you. So we go to the next startup.
Hello everyone, I'm Vignesh, co-founder of Taurus Robotics, a clean tech startup which is based out of Chennai, India. We have less than 10 years to drastically reduce the global CO2 emissions to prevent the climate crisis from becoming irreversible. As a part of preventive measures, the world is electrifying rapidly, and it's now evident that electric vehicles are our future. With India on a highly optimistic mission of transforming its entire automotive industry to all electric by the year 2030, the country still relies on foreign imports for the core of electric vehicles, which is none other than the electric powertrains. About 95% of the motors used by the Indian EV manufacturers are imported from China, while the remaining 5% is being imported from the rest of the world. This not only constitutes to additional expenditure on imports, leading to significant increase in product pricing, but also leads to serious supply chain worries by the OEMs as experienced by them during the present COVID-19 situation. Hence, we at Taurus Robotics are working on one of the world's most disruptive powertrain solution to tackle the needs of the electric automotive industry. At Taurus Robotics, we offer indigenous, lightweight, and compact electric motors to electric vehicle manufacturers at an effective price point of €242 per 3 kW system. The present-day market alone for electric powertrain is estimated to be €53 billion globally, and in India alone, the electric powertrain market is estimated to be €8 billion. However, we are currently focusing on the overall Indian electric two-wheeler space as a featured market, as it comprises of a very limited number of renowned market players at present. This Indian electric two-wheeler market is estimated to be about €180 million as on date, and is estimated to grow at a CAGR close to 57.9% annually in the next 5 years. Being an indigenous and cost-effective solution, our motor offers up to 50% reduction in total cost of ownership when compared to imported motors through estimated cost savings from shipping and import duties. Additionally, its compact size and maximized efficiency offers 2x potential for increased vehicle range and 15% added fuel efficiency to our customers. Coming to our product, it's designed with axial flex topology, which is much different from the conventional motors designed with radial flex topology. This, along with our innovative design, use of proprietary materials, and proprietary cooling technology, helped us develop one of the most compact, lightweight, and powerful motors, which are highly suitable for electric vehicles, robotics, defense, and aviation applications. If you look at the dimension and weight factors alone, our motor weighs just 3.5 kgs and easily fits in your palm when compared to the present-day bulky alternatives. Overall, our motors are 60% lighter, 30% more efficient, and 10% more cost-effective compared to the commercially available and widely used motors in the market. We had 23 customer interactions with 3 main assumptions mainly focused on the problems, pricing, and specific needs of the customer. As a result, we understood that supply chain is really a serious concern for the OEMs, and they are more likely to offer solutions which are not only indigenous but also those of high quality and high performance at an effective pricing. So coming to the financials, we have estimated our financials with our 3 key drivers being net price per product, the market, and the market share for our product. The year 5 estimates of a startup shows that at an effective price point of 242 euros per 3 kilowatt system, which is produced at a cost of 95 euros, will yield us a profit of 147 euros per unit. And with just 35% of a beachhead market, we'll be able to generate a profit of 77 million euros annually. Speaking about climate change, motorcycles which are powered by our innovative electric motors will result in 0% GHG emissions in terms of tailpipe emissions when compared to petrol fuel two-wheelers which consumes about 260 grams of CO2 emissions per kilometer usage of the vehicle. As a result, using our motors to drive the electric vehicles by 35% of our beachhead market will save close to 2 million tons of CO2 emissions annually. We are a team of 4 passionate founders with diverse skill set, education, and experience working on this common dream for the past 4 years. We as a team dream to innovate and aid Earth's transition into greener and sustainable future, to reach 1 billion euros in revenue, and to give back to the society by creating 50,000 job opportunities to our Indian community by the year 2030. We are Taurus Robotics, innovating greener technologies for a sustainable future. Thank you.
Anybody wants to go first?
Go ahead.
Yep.
So I would like to ask regarding the volume, the kilowatt per kilogram and the kilowatt per volume per liter of your engine, how much and the voltage that it operates in.
Okay. So the basic comparison what we gave earlier is a 3 kilowatt system which is operating at a voltage of 48 voltage. So that is in the dimension of 150 mm in dia and 4.6 centimeter in height, which gives you about like 3 kilowatt.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And what's the torque?
Okay. The continuous torque will start from 15 Newton meter, and the peak torque will go about like 25 Newton meter.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions from the judges?
Yeah, maybe a little bit sort of on the same line. Thanks for the presentation. I mean, motors are pretty well understood and been around for a long time, electric motors, and efficiencies have been improved a lot, but with diminishing returns in recent years, etc. What's the sort of special thing that you're doing versus, say, other brushless motors like this? A little more on the, without obviously giving away your secrets, but a little more on how you're achieving this sort of like drastic improvement.
Right. Like I explained during the presentation, the first difference is that we are working on an axial flux motor technology, while the conventional motors are designed with radial flux topology, right? So that is the basic difference with which we are able to achieve such a compact size. And secondly, we have like a lot of proprietary innovations in terms of material what we use, the design of a stator, and the kind of winding what we use, and the hybrid cooling technology which I mentioned. So all this put together, we are able to achieve a greater efficiency of 15% more than any other motor technology.
Thank you very much for answering that question. And thank you very much for judges for asking the questions. And I guess we go to the next one.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Yeah.
All right. See what happens.
Sorry, guys, the PowerPoint just closed out. I'm going to start it again. Sorry for that.
Everybody, my name is Haris and I'm the founder of Windy. That is me there actually, when I went for camping and hiking on the mountains of Norway, when suddenly my phone and my camera ran out of energy. Apparently, my solar power bank was not efficient to charge my devices due to the cloudy and windy conditions of Norway, and therefore, not only I missed the best shots of the journey, but I was unable to use my phone in case of emergency. But that's when I came up with this idea. The deal is simple. Windy sells portable wind turbines for charging small electronic devices to Norwegian campers and hikers for 40 euros per product. Our beachhead market is Norway. It is a top European country for camping and hiking with a steady growing market in this sector. Norway has a manageable size for market build-up with limited competition on similar products. In addition, more than 300 days per year in Norway are cloudy and windy, and that's why our product can find a solid ground there. On the third chart here, you see the price comparison of Windy versus other portable wind turbine brands. Not only Windy is the most financially approachable device, but as opposed to the other brands, it is non-dependent on wind direction, and it has a better response in turbulent airflows. The second chart is an indicator of the unlimited amount of charges Windy offers compared to the most commonly used power banks, and that because it is a self-charging machine that promotes sustainability too. Our water-resistant product works on the same principle as any self-starting vertical axis wind turbine. The incoming air rotates the generator producing electricity, and then you just plug in your device for direct charging. The first prototype was created after experimenting with computational fluid dynamics, wind tunnel tests, and solid-core structural analysis to find the optimum design with the best performance. Windy can be assembled and disassembled easily, and it transforms into a small, bottle-sized product when it is folded, so it can fit in any backpack. Customers have the advantage to get spare individual parts when needed, and they may also buy the product with or without internal battery, in case, for example, they've got their own power bank. During the customer discovery, we initially distributed a survey and then we conducted 30 interviews. 18 of the interviewers were hardcore Norwegian campers and hikers, and the rest were from other countries, including Scotland, Denmark, and Finland. The key learnings we got here were encouraging. We found that people spend around 50 to 60 euros to buy their portable charging device, which, as you may have guessed, is not other than a power bank. When asked how many times can a power bank fully charge their smartphone, people answered 2 to 4 times, and Norway has been validated as their favorite hiking destination. Last but not least, almost all the interviewers showed an interest that Windy can be a viable solution for windy countries. Our net price is 40 euros. With a market of 400,000 people and a market share of 40%, we get a profit of around 765k euros. The main key drivers that affect our financials is the price of the product, the market share, and the market itself. This long-lasting product has a major contribution on climate impact. Just to mention here that the numbers you see are related to our market of 400,000 people. So, power banks emit more than 22k of CO2 tons during their manufacture, and an additional 13k is produced during their usage and charging in 1 year. On the other hand, Windy, which is made of recycled plastic, only emits around 4k of CO2 tons during its manufacture, but on the same time, it saves more than 12k of carbon dioxide tons due to its self-charging capability. This has a total deduction of around 45k of CO2 tons in a year. Our dream as a team is to create a global brand and be one of the top 5 in Europe in camping and hiking industry as energy providers, with a steadily developing market and a revenue of 3 million per year by 2026. Our long-term goals is to infiltrate in other markets and create upgraded models. In such case, customers can send us their old turbines free of charge and buy the new one at a reduced price. We will use this recycled plastic to create the upgraded models. I am the founder, I'm a mechanical and renewable energy engineer and a technical perfectionist, whereas Andreas, the co-founder, is an accounting and finance graduate, or you may just call him the numeric geek. Thank you.
Hi, thank you very much, Windy, for that presentation.
Thank you very much.
I would welcome the judges to ask a few questions.
Thank you, Harris, for the presentation. It was really interesting to see. I do have a question. It seems that your product is designed to be very specific. There's a certain lifestyle you mentioned, so like hikers and hiking, there has to be wind, you mentioned Norway and all the other things. Have you thought about any other uses of a portable wind turbine that could be used without the hikers and the Norway wind?
Yes, definitely. After the couple of things, one of them is it can be used by fishermen, so they can take it during their fishing. Fishermen that have small boats, and also this can be found. Those can be found in Norway as well, because there are a lot of fishermen in Norway that have small boats. To keep them energy independent, can take Windy with them. And in addition, I had another idea that Windy can be used in a two-way road, to be placed in the middle of a two-way road. So as in a highway, for example, so as the cars move, the motion of the air that the cars create can spin the Windy, but this it should be in cooperation with government, so it's a different part. So because you can sell this energy to the government, but this is a totally different part. This is a B2B, and now I'm concentrating on a B2C. But yeah, I had a couple of ideas about Windy.
How heavy is Windy?
Hi there.
What's the weight of the product? Because I have to carry it up the mountain, right?
Yes. Actually, the first prototype that I made during my thesis in the university, it was around 7,700 grams. Sorry, but I made another prototype, as you can see here, and this is an upgraded model as well. And this cost a bit less than 600 grams, so it's pretty light. And you can disassemble it really easily. For example, you can remove all the blades, and it's very portable, very easy to use, and it has a very lightweight.
Thank you.
All right, 30 seconds. So a very fast.
What's the cut-in speed?
The cut-in speed. I have all this information in my thesis project, but I can't remember right now. It should be. I remember in 6 meters per second, it can start rotating. Yeah, I think it's 6 meters per second. And it can produce a constant voltage output of around 12 volts and a power of 6 watts in wind speeds as low as 6 meters per second.
All right, good. Thank you very much for responding to that question, and thank you, judges, for taking the time to go through all the features. That was the last speech for today. Thank you all for joining us in the live stream.